Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Guys. We are in the golden hour right now of Black Clover. My lord, guys. Asta, Luck, Magma, or Baseball Head, whatever you want to call him. My lord, did they get some of the best animation I have ever seen of them ever this week. I was blown back. Holy crap. So, the first thing to top this all off is we get a full episode of a straight up fight. We get a little bit of backstory more on the grudge between the two brothers and just where all of it kind of transpired from and who was probably the true root of all the evil, being the parents, and why it has come to what it's come to. Pretty much from what I can tell is from the parents taking sides and also learning that they have different moms. It's more clear that the mom of the youngest, who is the mom that is there now, would cater and be a lot more praiseful to her actual, boy, like her son that she actually made, compared to a son that could potentially lead to taking over the name if he was, getting cocky and if he had reasoning to think he was strong. He would be, top priority over the other one. And that's just how this favoritism goes in this household, clearly. And even though it was happening, this our amazing man still held no harbor or grudge towards uh, the brother who was pretty much getting all the praise and absolutely, you know, capable of just living the life. But even though that's happening, this man still sticks to his guns and, treats his brother with respect. And what does his younger brother do and get worked up over? Oh, my older brother can be better than me at anything. I gotta beat him at every single thing in his whole entire life. And if that doesn't work, then I'll probably be garbage or something, And it kind of comes from this mentality that his parents had put up on him from a young age, just continuously patting him on the back. And then not only that, not necessarily scolding as much as just telling a broad truth about the other son, the oldest, straight to everyone's face, like everyone's in the room, and she's practically like, "Oh, well, you're trash. You'll never be better than your brother, and because of that, you don't you're a disgrace and this and that." And then the dad comes in, he's like, "Oh yeah, I agree, 100% agree. Disgrace." Like, wow, geez, wow. They're just going in. Okay, let's see where this leads. And where does it lead? To them just being utterly trash to their oldest, and this method of them bringing him down and talking all this trash might really backfire on them in the long term, because now it's looking like he might just end up becoming the leader if their son is this nutty person who is taking out grudges on people who are practically already dead. I mean, he's barely living at the end of this week's episode. Mind you, he uses one of his brand new attacks that could send all of these attacks to different places, which in hindsight, it should have just canceled each other out. But maybe what this guy was using wasn't so much a spiritual magic as it was something like mixed together or something along those lines. Because if they cancel each other out, either there's two factors that maybe came into play. Is maybe the only way to cancel one out, one spiritual magic out, is to actually be using spiritual magic on par with each other. So maybe when he like straight up goes beyond uh, what our main guy can do at this point, maybe that's the reasoning it didn't cancel out, because if you think about it, he should not have sustained so much damage. Either that he couldn't cancel out, or the attacks was what I was gonna say were just too fast. Like compared to what he was throwing out and compared to what um, was actually thrown out against him, there was no chance that that was going to work out in his favor. And as you saw, it really did not. And man, that was pretty rough to see. But after it happens, to think that one of the most roughest things that happened in this week's episode also is one of the most dopest moments for like like one of the dopest moment for Luck, Asta, and uh, Baseball Head is just showing up at this moment to protect them, and the animation that they give them while they're doing it, guys. Oh my God, absolutely beautiful. If the show always looked like this, no one would ever complain, ever. This would be the top show of all times, and people would just literally be eating up Black Clover nonstop. But to be fair, this show being as long as it is the main reason why I feel like this held any jeopardy at all with me, and like why it actually felt impactful is because of how long I've gotten to get used to these characters, see them grow, and then even this week I learned more about a character that I already liked, which, just puts that much more on my plate of like, oh, well, not only did I like this about him, but now I have something else to like about him. So, um, just hearing all these other characters call him a gentle soul and all that stuff really kind of hit home with what I already felt about the character. Not only that, it just goes to show that the heart he possesses and the courage that somehow he still winds up using when he's scared to death just goes to show you that even the weakest person in this show can become one of the strongest aspects of people's survival or stuff like that. So really, really dope at that part. But at the same time, man, they made this battle seem like it was winnable. And to be fair, after what we saw, it honestly did not seem that way anymore. Like as soon as we saw this man was just losing it, and not to mention the thing that he was bringing up that was the most interesting to me was the fact that he was comparing their energy to the midnight sun, or that he was even feeling like that intimidation from them. So hopefully it wasn't necessarily the fact that he might sense the bad guy has some part to do with his brother, but more the fact that his brother alone has a tremendous or a terrible amount, like a terrifying, excuse me, a terrifying amount of mana in general, that on the level of a captain, it's pretty out there, like it's dang close. And it makes you think, why isn't he capable of becoming a captain with such power? Or like if he loses this temper right here and has gone all out in front of people, what made people not think that he should be the captain, or vice versa? I'm curious to see what more we can learn about this overall freak out that he has, but at the same time, if it leads to him beating up on our loved characters again, I don't need to see it. But man, he's absolutely nuts. His power level is ridiculous. He's on Team G, which I think is going to either meet up with Luck's team before he meets up with Asta's. So now that Asta, Luck, and all of them jumped out and protected his older brother from him, he gives this look in the previews at all the three of the characters that jumped at him, kind of as in, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, and then I'm definitely going to kill you. And if that's the case, we're in for a couple of amazing matches. Not to mention the guy who does Hisoka's voice with the red hair in this show. In the previews, he is absolutely like freaking out. Either Asta's done really something really stupid, or their next match starts up and Asta might be still enraged about, seeing what happened to his buddy. Not to mention, he's not going to be able to hear the results of how he is until probably much later, unless that doctor they have that helped Asta and was trying to save his arms and stuff does something dramatically quick that no one else is capable of, that he should be capable of. He might return quicker than I expect, but I do expect him to be out for a little while, maybe giving his teammates that little bit more of a boost to try to really win, including against the brother that did this. So amazing episode, guys. This is a must-see episode for this character, not to mention the overall episode for Black Clover. Episode 80, baby, and they're still going strong. Still haven't even gotten back to the Midnight Suns and actually fighting them. They just got a name drop. That's about it, and we are nowhere near close to branching out and fighting them. So can't wait to talk to you guys in the next one. I'll have some more videos dropping later on this Tuesday, and I am the Anime G. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. Make sure you check out the details for pictures from this week. I will have some fire ones from what happened. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you later.